Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a little bit of time since I filmed any sort of a sit-down video that wasn't a vlog. So what I wanted to do was film a Flix bus review because I have been taking a million Flix buses throughout Europe. I took one overnight to Amsterdam, then I took one overnight back from Amsterdam to Copenhagen, and then I took one home from Norway, and then I took one to France, back to Copenhagen to fly. Anyways, I've taken a whole bunch. And I just thought a review would be helpful. The more I've taken them, the more I'm like, maybe a review is not necessary because it's just kind of like the trains and buses in Toronto. But when it was unfamiliar to me, I was really nervous to take it overnight because I was traveling alone. Anyways, I just took some notes on my phone of things I thought might be helpful to point out. That way, if you're considering taking a Flix bus, these are my experiences. And you can decide, I guess, for yourself. Okay, so the first thing that I will say about it, if you're going to use the Flix bus, is it's very helpful if you get the app. The app will give you your ticket, so you have it on your Flix bus, on your phone. Before I was printing all of them, but if you're confident that your phone is going to stay charged, then having the ticket on the app is awesome. If you're concerned about your data not working or not having Wi-Fi to load it, you can also save the ticket to your Apple Wallet, which is really helpful, so then you have it in two places. The app also shows you, like, it's a reminder of the time and everything, and there's a map that says find my bus, so it'll show you where the bus will pick you up, and then we'll put little location markers everywhere that the bus stops, and then as well as exactly where the final destination is. So if you're not sure if it does come from the regular bus stop, because it doesn't always, then having the app so you can check the map is really helpful, and it can help you map your way there. The next thing is that for me, traveling from where I am in Denmark to Copenhagen, it takes about double the time of the train. It takes like about 4 hours versus 2.5 maybe, I guess. And it's not much cheaper than the train, to be honest. I just kind of got in the habit of booking with it at first, and I hadn't ever checked out the train, and then I booked all my trips with it. So I don't know if that was the smartest, but I do have a student card which gives me 10% discounts on every ride. So I do find that a bit useful, but it can be more expensive than the train. It depends on if you book the trains in advance in Denmark, but for me specifically, it's not much cheaper and it is longer. So that's kind of, I guess you just have to weigh the times, like when the train would be leaving versus the bus, to figure out what makes the most sense for you. Okay, so as I was saying, I get a discount. That's with my ISIC card, so it's a International Student Identity Card, so ISIC, and it's 10% off every ride. You also get a €3 credit, and you can get coupons sometimes for 20% off. I just found one, the other day that I haven't used yet, but I do get 10% off, so there are lots of coupons and stuff for FlixBus. If you're careful with it, you should be able to find discounts, so I wouldn't book until you've at least looked. There's washrooms on the buses. When I took the overnight bus, I never checked because I was pretty sure there wasn't a bathroom, but thinking about it now, I think there must have been, because I think all of their buses have to have washrooms on them. So that's just, for me personally, I never have to pee if there is a bathroom, but once there isn't, it's like immediately you need to go. And if you're on an 11-hour overnight bus ride, of course there's going to be a bathroom on the train too, but they do have washrooms. And cleanliness, I mean, they're decently clean for a bus bathroom. Obviously every bus is different, every driver is different, but I mean, I never had a problem other than them running out of toilet paper and soap, so I always have a little Kleenex pack and Purell in my purse. I have had an issue with the plug outlets working though. So there are plugs on all the buses, but they don't always work. And the time when I was on the overnight bus, mine wasn't working. And I needed my phone to be charged the next morning so I could find my friend who I was meeting up with in Copenhagen. And then from there, I was catching a ferry to Norway. So having my phone charged was super important. So travel with a portable charger, like a charging cube, if you can. And I've only had that one experience where the plugs didn't work, but that was the most important one, so I was like, ah. There's also Wi-Fi on the bus, which is really nice. In Europe, data plans are ridiculously cheap. I have 60 gigs for 20 Canadian dollars, which in Canada, $20 is less than you pay for a monthly plan without data. But my roaming data, I only have 4 gigs, which is still quite a lot, but just to save it once I entered like Germany and when we were driving through different countries, I would use the FlixBus Wi-Fi, which I found really fast and easy to connect to, so I had no problems with that. Make sure you bring your passport. I had a friend tell me I didn't need mine, and I was like, I definitely need it, and you do definitely need it. They actually check your passport on the Flix bus more than on airplanes, I found, especially between certain borders. So always travel with your passport. The luggage rules, I found they're not very strict on. I've never tried to push it, but you get one big bag and one backpack, but the drivers just kind of toss stuff in. They don't really pay attention. So I feel like if your luggage is a bit oversized or you have maybe one extra bag, you're not going to get dinged like you would on an airplane. And they do separate it by stop. So I haven't really had a fear so far of my luggage being taken or anything, because it's in the compartment that'll be opened when we arrive at that stop. They're comfortable and they're fairly spacious as far as buses go. A couple of things that are like cons now is that I've only had a few bus drivers that don't also speak in English, which of course I'm in a different country, so you can't expect them to speak a different language, but it is a bit confusing when they make an important announcement and everyone's all of a sudden like listening. You have no idea what they're saying, but of course I just asked another passenger, and most times you can find another passenger that speaks English. And most of the bus drivers are fairly proficient, but I have had some be very rude and just like wave me away while like speaking in Danish, and I'm like, I actually have no idea what you're saying. I was trying to ask a guy if my ticket was okay because it didn't really scan properly, and he just like flapped me away. So I was like, okay. So I just got on the bus right beside him and he didn't say anything. So I was like, I'm gonna assume it's okay. The other thing is, if you cancel your ticket, the app doesn't notify you. It still treats it as an active ticket. So somebody that I know accidentally canceled theirs, and the app still sent them reminders like, your bus is leaving in an hour, make sure you have everything you need for your ride, here's your ticket. But the ticket had been canceled, and so when he got to scan it, the driver was like, this ticket's invalid, and anyways, it's, you know, then you have to wait for the next one or pay again. And it's just, it would be very helpful if the app like removed the ticket or showed invalid or canceled it, or at least stopped sending you updates and reminders if your ticket's no longer valid, because it can very much lead you to believe that you're perfectly fine, and then you get on the bus at the last minute and you're not. And the last thing that I've been finding kind of like, it's a bit annoying, is they've started randomly doing seat reservations. So I don't believe you can even pay to reserve your seat, and I don't know why anyone would, because it's a bus. Like, you can sit wherever you want, so you could just sit with your family if you want to. And they've randomly, like, I got emails being like, congratulations, you have a free seat reservation. But like, it's so irritating then, because you sit in a seat and they tell you if there's a green sticker it's free, and then someone will come and be like, oh, that's my seat, and you're like, so you sit in another seat, and then somebody else, so then you check your own seat reservation. You're like, do I go kick this person out? Like, they're just so pointless, because I didn't want a seat reservation. Like, I just kind of wanted to find a free seat beside someone I was comfortable sitting beside, especially on an overnight bus. So that I'm not a very big fan of. But other than that, my overnight experience was totally fine. I probably was more nervous than the average individual. I don't know. I guess I wasn't that nervous. I was just a bit hesitant because it was my first time traveling through Europe on my own, in terms of like safety and the bus being on time and everything like that. And they always turn on the lights and announce when you're arriving and stuff. So mine was the last stop, so I wasn't worried about missing it. But even still, I felt completely comfortable taking it. I would take it again. I've never had a bus break down or anything like that, and I've never really had a terrible experience. I have encountered rude drivers, but I feel like that could happen with any company. And I would just say, if you're going to book, book in advance, because it's cheaper and there's more times available. And before you book, just look for some sort of coupon or discount, or if you have like an international student card, just check if you have any discounts that you can use, because it saves you usually only like 2 or 3 euros, but it's helpful regardless. So I hope you found this helpful. I know it's kind of random. I just thought of it because I was looking up reviews when I was trying to book a bus. So I thought like maybe I should write my own after. I still have a bunch more buses booked. So maybe I'll have different experiences. If so, I guess I'll add them to the description. But I've taken probably at least 6 or 7 now, overnight, and all to different countries and out of different countries and stuff. So I feel like for the most part, I have a general understanding of how they work and everything. And yeah, that's all for now. I hope you have a fabulous morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.